I'm not a very cold person. I'm not on the colder side. And I've seen a lot on social media, all about this kind of black cat energy and how to get a guy to fall in love with you, i.e., be very like dismissive and nonchalant and cold and almost verging on toxic. The thing is I think that comes natural to certain personality types. And then to other personality types like me, it's the hardest thing. It goes against everything in my character to be that kind of way. And I think there's been so many times where I've been like beating myself up for being the way I am. But like in reality, the right people will just match your energy. If you are naturally that cold, kind of nonchalant person, that's amazing for you. You're going to find someone who really thrives off that energy. And then if you're a little warmer, find someone who matches that energy too. And I think this kind of line of like standing on business and like, I don't need a man. You've got to like set your standards so clear and your standards need to be up here. It's kind of getting pushed too much, I feel like, to the point that you can like set your boundaries and you can have boundaries without also being a knob, you know? Like, let's say, for example, a guy didn't pick you up and it's your first day and he hasn't picked you up. And instead you guys are meeting at the restaurant. Maybe that's like a standard for you and a non-negotiable. Instead of texting, and I've seen these things firsthand, hence why I'm saying it. Instead of texting like, you know, I'm not really a girl to make my own way to a restaurant. Or I'm used to guys picking me up and taking me places. Like, you know, that kind of bitter tone. Instead of setting your standard like that, which I feel like is being told a lot on social media, I genuinely think go on that dinner instead in a playful, feminine, nice way. Be like, you know what? Maybe next time you can pick me up. It would mean a lot to me. I genuinely feel like the guy would actually take that in so much more than being bitter and stark about it. I don't know, like I just feel like there's so many things making us come across as bitter. And why do we have to be bitter? Why can't you just say these things and state your boundaries in a loving and like chill way? Like just be normal. Like not everything has to be so standing on businessy. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? And again, I'm not trying to sound like a pick me. I'm just like, I guess it's so not in my nature that I'm like, you know, you can just be normal. Like you don't have to be so brash about everything, you know. And I think also I don't need a man narrative. I think that gets blown up a lot. I work really hard, look after myself, and I'm really proud of myself. And I am so grateful that I have this work ethic, okay? But that by no means I don't need a man, okay? I need a man. I think every man needs a woman and every woman needs a man because there's nothing more incredible than that dynamic. But what I am going to say, right, is when you are working on yourself and you find a guy and you start to catch feelings for this guy is going to become your whole world because unfortunately this is how we are as women. We fantasize, we prioritize, we put them up on a pedestal. It's very important to see your life like this. This is your world, one beautiful bubble. You have your career, you have your family, you have your friends, then you have your guy, okay? This is in the beginning stages. Then you have your guy. And as time goes on and the more he proves, the more you guys build, then his circle in your life can start to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But I am telling you, if there's one thing I learned through all the things I've gone through with guys, is I wish I could go back in time and I wish I could not have put them on that pedestal or made them a priority too soon in my life. Like a person, there's not much I wouldn't do for a person, you know. Now, especially because I have so many priorities in my life, I think it will take a lot more for a guy to kind of be a big circle in my huge circle of a life. You know what I mean? And I think for younger girlies, always put yourself first, always, and put your work first, your career first, your priorities first. And then when you find a guy and you can build, it's like you guys can merge and your circles can become one. And even when they've become one, you will still be an individual and you will still have your life and you'll have your career and you'll have your world.